When we refer to motor impairment, we're really talking about the capacity of the muscles, and in our case the respiratory muscles, to translate their activity into breathing movement, so the movement of airflow to allow us to breathe. The major impairments in respiratory muscle movement relate to either the brain's capacity to tell the muscles to move, either the nerve's capacity to tell the muscles to move, or perhaps even the muscles' capacity to move themselves. And on top of that, you've got the muscles giving information back to the brain, helping it tell it how to move and contract for different breathing disorders. When we think about the respiratory muscles and motor impairment, we predominantly think about the respiratory pump muscles. They're the muscles that move the chest and the abdomen to allow us to breathe air in. However, there's other respiratory muscles in the upper airway, or the throat, for example, and those muscles are important to keep the airway open and allow airflow to go through the pharyngeal region, or the upper airway, to allow us to breathe. So both pump muscles and upper airway muscles are important for respiration, and both can be affected by motor impairment. Breathing motor impairment is very important in a number of neurological diseases. For example, spinal cord injury, multiple sclerosis, cerebral palsy. These are all disorders which are characterized by impaired breathing. So respiratory function is decreased as a consequence of motor impairment. That is, the respiratory muscles are not as effective as they should be. So while motor impairment is common to many kind of diseases, the consequences vary. For example, there may be decreases in lung function associated with some diseases, and this can cause problems for fatigue and sensations of muscle weakness. Other conditions, for example, you may feel very breathless as a consequence of having motor impairment. On a long-term basis, respiratory complications can include things like pneumonia, and end up having to be on long-term ventilatory support.